Hey, welcome back to my channel. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. That helps me out with the YouTube algorithms. And plus, I would just like to hear your thoughts. But today we got a good show for you. We're going to talk about Candace campaigning with Vivek Ramaswamy.
For like 2 days because I like Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't know what else to say. I'm definitely not going to apologize for liking Vivek Ramaswamy. And I think it's absolutely insane that people are saying that to like a candidate that is clearly the future of the Republican Party makes you somehow disloyal or that you're betraying Trump. It's an absolute nonsense. I'm now a mother of 3 children. I'm invested in the future, and I hope that everyone pays attention to Vivek because I believe he is that.
Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, there's an incredible controversy. I don't know if it's incredible. It's just the controversy that me and my wife was talking about last night was the controversy between Candace Owens seemingly endorsing Vivek Ramaswamy and not supporting Donald Trump, especially.
I want to state this. Before Brandon gets into his thoughts about it, Candace is well within her rights to choose whom she wants to choose. Like I am, or like you. I chose President Trump because a lot of what he says, a lot of what he stood for, and plus he's actually already done the job, and we can definitely see in today's world what a pre-Biden and post-Trump world look like. Let me say it again. We now see a pre-Biden and what a post-Trump world looks like. I'm gonna have to coin that. So anyway, I think it's okay if she wants to campaign with him. Now, she didn't say she was voting for Vivek, or at least not at this time. She did not say she was going to vote against Trump. She just stated a matter of fact point of view that it makes sense. You got to plan not just for now, you have to plan for the future. She has 3 children, so she's concerned about their well-being after, let's say Trump does win, which I believe he will, but he wins another second term, third term. She's thinking thinking about life beyond that. So it makes a lot of sense to me. So, but anyway, let's see what Brandon has to say about it.
Ahead of the Iowa caucus. Here is my opinions. Because I didn't see people all over the internet talking trash, getting mad. Candace is a traitor. She used Trump and all this stuff. Let me let you listen to her statement about what she think about Vivek first. Therefore, you can hear it from her own mouth about her commentary on what she think about Vivek. I don't believe not one time did she criticize Trump in it, but this is her statement about Vivek. And then I'm going to tell you how I feel. Roll the clip.
It's not only his business acumen, his intelligence, his ability to relate to different people. It's also his astounding work ethic. I truly believe that Vivek Ramaswamy is one of those people that is just genetically gifted. His brain works in a way, and this is why he's been, so successful at such a young age, business-wise. It works faster than most human beings on earth. He just hit the genetic lottery, so to speak. And his ability to articulate, his ability to understand the issues, his ability to, when you tell him something, just go ahead and read a book and completely understand what's going on. Close to none. I mean, really, he really is ahead of everybody else in this race. In any race I've ever seen, I do think Vivek Ramaswamy is one of the most brilliant people that we have ever seen in politics. I mean that. And yesterday, I did 4 campaign stops with him, got to see the way that he connects with people. He's running on about 3 to 4 hours of sleep. He doesn't even drink coffee. He just drinks tea all day, which is another phenomenon. And he just doesn't stop. He really does not stop. He is the Energizer Bunny. That is just a credit to his youth, but just also to him. And so I was honored to do that, and I wanted to show you guys some stills of us on the campaign trail. But I also wanted you to hear what he thinks, what his election predictions are. Coming in as somebody who is clearly very America first, there is obviously some sort of a media conspiracy to pretend that Vivek is not running. I want to be clear, Vivek has done more campaign stops in Iowa than every other candidate combined. He is on track to do more than 350 stops in Iowa. Impressive. Why? Because he's actually working for our vote. And that right there is a rarity. right? You usually get these politicians who just assume that you should vote for them. And you got DeSantis, who's just like, I've got all the donor money. Nikki Haley, you don't really see her anywhere. She's got the protection of the mainstream media. And you've got Vivek Ramaswamy, who is just doing good old-fashioned hard work, speaking to people and explaining to them his vision for the country, his America First vision.
On the bus with my friends, Steve King, Candace Owens. All right. We're excited for Scott County. We're in eastern Iowa. You got the snow out there, so things are running a little bit slower than usual, but things are going to be great, actually. We're excited. Got a lot of people coming out waiting for us, and I think we're going to have the media have a little bit of fun with this combination of people on the road,
I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think we're going to give them a little bit of a fun feel there. What do you think, Steve?
I think it's a fascinating conversation between you two. I don't know if I fit in our American society, but somehow I feel like I do.
Yeah, I think you do too. All right, guys, we're going to keep the day going.
All right, so you heard what Candace had to say about Vivek, her talking about how intelligent he is and all of the above. Let me just say this. I want to set the record straight real quick. Candace and I see this slightly different. Not totally different, but slightly different. Because I do think Vivek...
Really quick, and then we're going to let Brandon go and continue. I'm sorry to interrupt. One of the things I like about Brandon, because of his relationship with Candace, he can actually talk directly to her, and they can kind of share each other's point of views, or have you can call it a friendly disagreement or whatnot. But I like that they're able to connect and ask questions of each other based on their relationship and get honest answers and actually bring it to us. So I think Brandon and Candace do a wonderful job. Life's all about relationships, as my dad says. Life is all about relationships. And so this I find also very interesting. And again, Candace did make some good points as to why she said she was going to travel with Vivek on his campaign trail. He is like I said, I'm not saying he's not legit. I'm just not saying he is either. I'm just saying I'm watching. But we know what Trump brings to the table. I know that's up in the air for people. Personally, I liked his hard-nosed stance against the media. If you are objective, if you go back and objectively look at the attacks that's been levied against him since the day he announced his campaign, which I know most people won't do, you will see why he fights back. Again, I'm not saying I agree with everything the man said and all of that. He probably could have scaled it back a little bit. But ask yourself this question. Would he even be in contention? Would he have even won had he not taken his own microphone? The way they was attacking him, the media is statistically true and accurate. Statistically reported that over 90% of the media, no matter what, reported negative information on President Trump. Ask yourself this question. How would you like it if people ran a major campaign, a completely, totally negative campaign against you, no matter what you did, whether it was true or not, but especially if you know it's not true? How would you personally feel? I know I wouldn't feel good about that.
Ramaswamy, from the things that I know, I've interviewed him multiple times, I've talked to people on his staff, I do think Vivek Ramaswamy is an incredible young man. He's incredibly smart. Obviously, he's working hard. He has a talent and insight that Republicans need to catch up with. Let's just keep it a buck.
I agree.
Man, Vivek Ramaswamy went on live with Jake Paul the other day. He did a live with Jake Paul. Now, I don't really like Jake Paul, but Jake Paul has the biggest audience amongst young people probably on the internet, period, other than Mr. Beast. Where is the other Republican candidates getting involved in culture?
Right.
Let me tell you where this comes in at. The Democrats do it all the time. They got, what's her name? Cardi B. They got all these other people endorsing their perspective. And they get the eyes and the minds of the people that support them, and then they turn out to vote. Not because they're good candidates, not because the Democrat Party is doing anything. It's because that's the only thing they've heard was hearing from the Democrat Party. Republicans need to do a good job at that. Vivek Ramaswamy is. He's reviving the youthful part of the Republican Party. So I agree with Candace 100% on that. I think Vivek Ramaswamy is incredibly talented. The only thing I see differently, and maybe I don't see it differently, but the way it's conveyed is that this could be different. And I haven't talked to Candace about this. So I think that my premise is based on who I think could win. Anything can happen in a...
I interrupted him because I thought maybe I misunderstood. I thought he did talk to Candace about this type of deal. You know what her stance about what the video is and what all the hate that she's been getting. So I may stand corrected there. I thought he said it earlier that he did. But anyway, regardless, I still appreciate the relationship because if it's something he can share, he definitely shares that he got her take on this or her take on that and whatnot. So
in the race. Vivek Ramaswamy can make a comeback. Barack Obama did it. But I think that the Republican ticket is so strong for Donald Trump that it's nearly impossible for anybody else to have a chance. I mean, the dude that got, I mean, what else can you do to lose support? He's done it all and did nothing but gain support. And when I say he's done it all, meaning he's been indicted 100,000 times. They tried to take him off the ballot in Colorado. They take him off the ballot in Maine. They do. I mean, this dude has been attacked. He was attacked ever since he was the president. And whether you agree with it or not, I think some of it was his fault, and I think he needs to straighten it up in some areas. But whether you like it or not, agree with it or not, his popularity is like this. And when I go back to the ground level, and I say, I'm watching the way they attack Donald Trump on every angle, trying to put him in prison for the rest of his life. His money, fame, notoriety, and resume is the only thing that's keeping him in the race. It's
right.
the only thing that's keeping Trump in the race. Like, they should have destroyed him at this point. So when you think about another candidate other than Trump giving it an attempt, it seems to be insurmountable. I think Vivek Ramaswamy is incredible. I wish he was the president one day. I wish Ron DeSantis would have an opportunity to be the president one day. But at the end of the day, if they can do Trump like this, Ramaswamy don't have nearly the name reputation that Donald Trump has. He don't have the notoriety that Donald Trump has. I don't think he has the outright star power that Donald Trump has. I could only imagine they would try to eat him alive. Everything he say would be misconstrued. I don't know if his pockets are as deep as Donald Trump's pockets. I don't think he has the level of support because he's having to contend with Donald Trump. So Donald Trump has positioned himself by and large being the number one candidate. So for me, I don't really feel comfortable endorsing any one of these guys. I'm leaning more towards Trump. Anything can happen, but I'm not necessarily ready to say I'm gonna throw my hat in the game for Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, I'm not saying.
Well, I'll throw my head in there because I followed Trump, followed information about him, and I think there's more to the story than most of us. I say most of us, than many people realize. That's of what's going on. But also, again, since there's been a major attack against this man, Trump, that is, people should ask themselves this question: is why? Why are they going after me? Again, on top of it, this is one of the things I have considered. For over 8 years now, Trump has been investigated for something. It doesn't matter what it is. And with some of the most premier law enforcement agencies, with all of their resources, and they can't find anything to stick to this man, come on now. Think outside your feelings. Think outside of your dislikes because you don't like his personality or a few mean tweets or whatever. Just think, take your feelings out of the situation for a moment and ask yourself this: if this was your family member or your friend, someone that you knew, and they was being unfairly attacked, vilified, um, mistreated, how would you feel about it? Oh, I know how most people feel. I mean, it's really not a question, but it's hard for some people, especially when you really dislike another person. It's hard for you to really extract that and remove yourself or your feelings out of the situation to say, okay, well, actually, I can see your point type thing. I just want you to think for yourself. At least, I encourage you to think for yourself. I know some people might take offense to that and say, oh, what are you saying? I don't think for myself. Just pay attention to what's going on. Ask some questions. Why has Trump been attacked since the time he announced? And 8 years later, they still trying to destroy this man and his family and his businesses, which has a lot of employees. So many families have been and are being affected by these investigations. If they are rightfully so, I would agree with it 100%. I can say that because I can speak for me and I know the kind of person that I am. Whether I like a person or not, doesn't take away from the truth for me. Now, I know for some people, they don't care if it's truth or lie. If they don't like the person or the personality, they're going to say, hey, you know what? Away with him. I can't say that. My conscience, my core values won't allow me to say that kind of stuff or live that way. So I can't speak for you, but be objective. I'm gonna ask you to vote for the guy. You do what you want to do. Same with Candace. She said, I'm going to look at what's going on with Vivek. I'm looking at him from the future standpoint, for my kids, et cetera, et cetera. That's good. And I agree with a lot of what Brandon said. But I have made my decision. And I'm gonna do what I did in 2016, what I did in 2020, 2024, baby.
And Candace did it. I haven't seen a post to say I endorse, but she did support him before the Iowa caucus. But I just think people need to slow down a little bit. They getting all mad and bent out of shape. Remember, this is America. We are the Republican Party. We're not the Democrats. We don't counsel people because they think differently. If somebody wants to support Vivek Ramaswamy, so be it. I think he's incredible. I see why people want him to be the president over Trump.
He's smart.
I see that.
He is.
It's not really me at this point, but I can see it. And if somebody support Vivek Ramaswamy, good for them. Somebody support Donald Trump, good for them. Somebody support Nikki Haley, you an idiot, but good for them. I'm kind of playing. I really do think Nikki Haley's a plan. But anyway, I don't really care who you support. Because at the end of the day, may the best man win. And every single Republican should vote for the Republican that wins the primary. That's it. You can support Vivek, you can support Chris Krispy Kremes, you can support Ronald McDonald. Whatever that lady name is, Ronald McDonald. I call her Ronald McDonald. You can support anybody, but when the rubber hit the road, votes come out, and the leading presidential candidate that wins the primary, every single Republican should get behind that candidate.
No.
I think so. No. If Vivek wins, 100% behind Vivek. If DeSantis wins, 100% behind DeSantis. Trump wins, 100% behind Trump. If Nikki Haley wins, begrudgingly, 100% behind Nikki Haley. I will vote for Nikki Haley before I vote for Joe Biden. Now, let me tell you this. This is a caveat. I wish I'd have said at the beginning of the video. I'm telling you right now, and forgive me, Trump, forgive me, America. If Donald Trump picks Nikki Haley to be his vice president, I will not vote for him in the primary. I will not vote for him in the primary, period. Vivek may get my vote in the primary for sure. If Donald Trump picks Nikki Haley, or if Donald Trump picks a lame duck vice president, I'm telling you, I think Donald Trump should pick a person of color. Let me tell you why, and I'm not all on the race, but at some point we got to play the game. At some point, and we can talk all this stuff about where we at, where we want to be. At some point, we got to play the doggone game.
Now, I do agree. As long as they're qualified, okay? As long as they're qualified. To me, as a Christian man of color, I don't want you putting someone in a powerful position because they look like me. That's an insult to my intelligence. And I hope every other black person or brown person or colored person out there, you will feel the exact same way. That's an insult. Because they're saying you're not intelligent enough and therefore you're not really qualified except by the color of your skin. It's not about your virtues or your characteristics or your skill sets. It's about your external appearance. That is so sad and very insulting. So I hope many of you feel the same way. That's just garbage.
What is the demographic of people that will most benefit the Republican Party that are conservative, but they don't realize they're conservative? There's no conservative representation. It's the black people. That's the easy pickings right now. And sometimes you got to play political games. They doing it. Easy pickings right now. People are fed up with Biden. They need a new alternative. Maybe if there was a vice president, somebody who can relate, somebody who can resonate with the people, maybe people will just wake up and say, you know what, Republicans do represent my best interest. That's easy pickings. You got everybody else. Easy pickings to pull the black vote. I'm not saying if he don't pick a black person, I'm gonna be mad at him. I don't care. I just think he should do that. But if he picks some milquetoast person, it like me and my wife was talking about it just the other night. I'm like, if he gonna pick somebody named Fabio Rakishim from a senator or a House of Representatives from North Delaware County proper or something. You're like, well, who is this guy? I remember he picked Mike Pence. I'm like, who is Mike Pence? I ain't never heard of this dude. Trump need to pick a rock star. He need to pick somebody that's got some energy, that's got some popularity, that got some fame. He shocked the world. Let me tell you this. Should have been at the beginning of the video. Some of y'all ain't even watched this video at this point. Y'all already clicked off. I think if Donald Trump were to pick Kennedy Jr., that would be a ticket. Not because I like Robert Kennedy Jr. I think he trash. I mean, for the most part. And I say trash. I just don't like his stance. I'm a Christian conservative. Guns, everything, all that I agree with. Anybody that don't agree with that, I don't really fool with you. I don't even really have that much respect for you, to be quite honest. You can't be a rational person talking about we should get rid of AR-15s. You cannot be rational to me. But I think the winning ticket could be Donald Trump and Kennedy. Not Kristi Noem, not what's that girl from Hawaii? Tulsi Gabbard, whatever other lame run-of-the-mill politician. When I say lame run-of-the-mill politicians, they don't add value to me. They just run-of-the-mill. You can just close your eyes and throw a ball.
I think we get Brandon's point. If Trump is going to pick a VP, they got to have something behind them. They got to have some solid credentials, someone that the people can connect to, and they connect to the people, et cetera, et cetera. But again, when he says run of the mill, in my mind, I'm thinking of the traditional politician. Come on, y'all, let's be honest. Do you want to be continually be told the same old, same old? They dress nice, all of them dress nice, but they have a nice smile. They sound very politically polished in their language and their communication. The very things that some people have an issue with Trump. He doesn't sound like a politician, doesn't sound like a president. And yet he was more effective than most any other president ever, and more than any other politician. But we get so hung up on some of the wrong things that we miss getting caught up and observing and appreciating the right things that happen. Again, don't take my word for it. Be objective and do some of your own research. That's all. I don't ask you to trust me. You don't know me. I don't know you. But I hope that I'm talking to people who think similar to me in the sense that all you are after is the truth, and you want someone in office who's going to represent your values. That's all. I believe you if you're looking. I believe if you are paying attention, that's what you want. That's what I want. And so I hope Trump does pick someone who will honor the office and be a man or woman of values, character, integrity, and hopefully have a nice personality as well. Let me know what you think in the comments. And remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.